Arizona hosting Washington, this game on CBS. The Wildcats beat the Huskies at Washington by 27 points earlier this season. After a back-and-forth first half, we picked things up in the second. James Akinjo feeds Christian Coloco down low for the wide-open dunk. Arizona ties it at 35. Under 15 to play. Coloco gets the pass, drives in, feeds Azulis Tubelis for the dunk. Then on the defensive end, Coloco gets the block, showing his athleticism. He had 11 points and 1 block coming off the bench. Middle second half, Hamir Wright knocks down the 3 from the wing. Huskies down 4. And a few minutes later, Wright hits the corner 3 plus the foul. So with this, a chance for a 4-point play. Wright had a team-high 18 points. Now later in the second, Eric Stevenson drives in, finishes the tough shot in the lane. Huskies up 1, and that's their first lead since early on in the first half. Next Arizona possession, Akinjo. He's able to nail the tray. Huskies take the lead on free throws. So under 30 seconds left, Quade Green drives in, gets called for the offensive foul. Wildcats get the ball back for a chance to take the lead with under 15 seconds, and Sean Miller, yes, he likes it. Tubelis gets the pass in the corner, knocks down the 3-pointer, but okay, right? Nails it. But we need to take a review of this. The call is a 3, but after a review, they determined his foot was on the line. Right there, you saw it. Arizona up 1. 5.2 on the clock. Green gets the inbound pass, gets down the court, shoots for the deep 3, but comes up just a wee bit short there. Arizona hangs on to win by 1, 75-74 the final. Arizona sweeps the season series against the Huskies. Washington covers and the over hits. Well, back with us, our college basketball writers, Matt Norlander and Chip Patterson. Guys, all afternoon we talked about how Washington just needed to make this game competitive. They had a 27-point loss earlier this year. Matt, are you surprised that the game played out the way that it did?
I am. In the pregame, I thought Arizona was going to win comfortably, although be more competitive in the previous game. And Washington stuck around, got a late lead, and then Tubelis hits the big shot to put Arizona over the top and gets a win on senior day. But credit to Washington for remaining competitive. The record remains absolutely horrible. I would think Mike Hopkins is going to be able to keep his job there. The record's so bad that I guess you can't help but speculate just a little bit on that. But yes, for Washington, you played well, you almost stole it. And for Arizona, you know, it was able to get out basically thanks to Tubelis, who had a wonderful game. And then Quade, I mean, the game goes the other way if Quade Green's able to hit that shot at the buzzer. He doesn't, so Arizona escapes. And now it just remains to be seen, you know, how many more games they'll actually play before their season is a wrap.
I mean, we're talking 7 lead changes, 10 ties in this game. The fact that not only Washington was in it at the end, but the fact that Washington spent more than 9 minutes of game time holding the lead throughout the contest. A back and forth affair that I did not expect, that the odds makers clearly did not expect, with the Wildcats being 14-point favorites going into it. So without a doubt, I come out with some respect and some credit to this Huskies team, to the way that they were able to fight. I thought that Stevenson had a really gutsy performance. Quade Green obviously had a good look at this, and it would have been, you know, one of the wins of the year for the Huskies had he been able to hit that game winner. And for Arizona, I think that you shrug your shoulders and you hope that if you are looking to play more games this season, if you are looking to get a non-conference opponent, that it's your team's going to be getting better effort. Like if you are Sean Miller, are you more inspired to go schedule a non-conference opponent right now based on what you saw from your team? Because that did look like a team that went in expecting to win and not necessarily bringing the level of compete that they needed to be able to win at a high level and play their best basketball.
Yeah, Chip, as you mentioned it, there's only 1 game left on the schedule for Arizona. As of now, they do have a self-imposed postseason ban, so regular season, and that's it. Chip, what can you imagine their mindset is as the regular season is winding down after that emotional roller coaster, knowing there is 1, maybe 2 games left?
Well, it could break the other way, where the fact that, Ajinko played really well down the stretch, came up with some big shots. Tubelis clearly with the winner. That's not all that surprising considering how important he has been to this team throughout the year. Hey, maybe you look at it and you're inspired by the fact that you were challenged, that you faced a home loss, and you were able to come up with enough answers. So maybe it breaks the other way. Instead of just limping to the finish line, Arizona realizes that they were able to get away with one, and it results in some confidence. But it's going to be really hard to tell which way they're going to break because, as you mentioned, the Pac-12 tournament, that's not on the table. The NCAA tournament, that's not on the table. So what are we going to see from the Wildcats in the final game? I don't think, based on this performance, that I'd be betting on the mindset to be the mindset of a champion.
Few quick points here. Arizona's now 17-8. It has done well for itself considering the self-imposed postseason ban. I think on the whole, the team and the record has been pretty good. If things had gone sideways, that wouldn't have been surprising. They've actually maintained themselves in the big picture. Next game is at Oregon on Monday. That could be the final game for Arizona this regular season. I do have a source that's told me Arizona is looking potentially to play one more game in the non-conference if it can find a team from a power conference that's a legitimate top 50 level opponent, just to allow these players to have one more game potentially. Keep an eye out on that. If they're going to do that, I think you're going to know by Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. And the last thing is, this might be the last time we talk about Arizona for a while until if we find out what's happening with this IARP situation with Arizona. It's not going to the traditional NCAA Committee on Infractions. It's going to the Independent Accountability Resolution process. And because of that, the question is, when are we going to know about this program's future? Sean Miller, I maintain he will face a significant ban for coaching. Is that going to happen before next season starts or after? No one really knows because not even one case yet has been resolved by the IARP. The first one is the Memphis case, which is now almost 15 months old. So you heard it here. We might not even have resolution on Arizona until even after next season starts.
A lot to keep our eyes on there for Arizona. Chip and Matt, thank you guys so much for the insight and time as always. And get more from Matt Norlander and our guy Gary Parrish with the Eye on College Basketball podcast. As the regular season winds down, they have all the storylines getting you set up for March Madness.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.